Greetings, grasshoppers. Welcome to the bot signal. This is your RJ, and let's get creative with our audience engagement. Why? Because you don't want to be the same old carbon copy of everybody else out there. When you're the same as everybody else, it really just replicates the boredom. All right? It's not that our marketing isn't good. It's not that it isn't eye-catching. It's not that it doesn't speak to the people that we want to speak to. It's the same old thing that everybody else is doing. It's the same old copy this and adjust this a little bit and use it that we've always done. Especially when I was first starting out, I did not believe that I had everything that I needed in order to run my business well. I thought that I needed to learn, and that's the exact step I took. I sat on my couch and I read every article, blog available to me, every how-to guide, every single thing. And I immediately tried to act out all of those. You know what? The results weren't great. The engagement wasn't great. And, long story short, kind of a fail. Anyway, happy Monday to you out there. If you're watching, say hey in the comments. And, so let's talk about getting creative today. There are so many things you can do to catch people's eye. There are so many things that you can do to start establishing trust with a group of people, because that's what it's really about, is establishing that trust. First of all, feel that you're a trustable person. Act trustable. That's kind of first and foremost. Some people try to skip that step. It's not the greatest. Don't bait and switch people. None of that underhanded behavior, because while that may have worked for a few people in the very beginning of the internets, it isn't going to work for you. People are wise to this. Now, the reason that I also say, hey, step one, feel like you're an awesome human being that is trustable. I know sometimes some of us get a little bit of self-doubt on our hands. I heard it from a friend. It never happens to me. But sometimes some of us get a little self-doubt on our hands. And you know what? It's because we're human, and that's perfectly reasonable. But here's the deal. At heart, I know that I produce an awesome product that people bang down my door for. That is what's happening. That is what has happened. Even way before I got into business, I would start to tell a story at the lunch table. I am not kidding you. And there was this lady, a friend of mine, who she would shush everyone when I was about to tell a story. And then she'd be like, okay, RJ, tell the story. People have always been drawn to me for one thing or another. Okay? And so amplifying that in creative ways, so that you don't look, sound, and act like everybody else. That's kind of the name of the game. Stand out. And I'm not talking about you having to put on a cape, okay? You don't have to wear a cape, although they're helpful. But you don't have to go all crazy. You don't have to go all used car salesman on everybody. In fact, that would be bad for you if you did that. Point is, you don't have to wear a wig and be insane to catch people's attention. You just don't. That's not true. But what is true is that you do have to, your personality counts when you really express yourself. The reason this topic came up was because I was on Clubhouse the other night, which is becoming very popular with me. I was on Clubhouse the other night, and there I was We were talking about entrepreneurship, my favorite topic, baby. You know it's my favorite topic. And we were talking about what is the piece of information that you would give yourself if you were, if you could go back in time and give your starting a business self some information, what would it be? It was a fabulous question. I mean, it had us all really, it was a change in perspective. It really was. My answer would be, my answer was that I would go and tell myself that I already really knew what I needed to know. Here I was, however many years ago it was, 2015, I think. I've started more businesses than that. I actually did technically start a business in the 5th grade, but anyway, the last time I started a business was 2015, and that's when I, launched myself over the internets and tried to do things the way everybody else does it for a long time. And you know what? I was bored as heck. I wasn't doing all that well in my business, and it was an unhappy place for me to be. So the number one way to be creative in your business, without having to be crazy, without having to dress up, without having anything there, is to use your own personality as a magnet. Now, there are people out there with repulsive personalities in the world. Most of them don't want to start businesses. Most everyone has a draw to their personality. It could be the way they tell a story, like over here. It could be the way that they teach people. It could be anything. There is something about your personality. There is some unique thing that you bring to the world that nobody else does. What is it? And how can you zoom and enhance, as we say in the Star Trek world? Pinch zoom. Anyway, let me catch up on the comments. Hey, Ed. Good morning, Ed. Great to see you, man. It's been a bit. Teresa, great topic. Gosh, once again, I need to drag this over to the main screen because my contacts are just not functioning all that well. Okay, Teresa says, great topic. Thank you very much. This is just what I need to get better at. It's easy in person, but I struggle with it online. I get you. Online is so different because there's not that nonverbal response. Nonverbal response is like, 90% of what we're subconsciously reacting to when we're talking to someone face to face. I totally get it. And it is harder to read a screen, but it can be done. Now, are we talking online like live streaming, or are we talking online like person to person? Because if we're talking about the live streaming aspect of it, it is impossible for me to read all of your nonverbal cues right now. Love you out there. My mind reader, I've been working on it, but it isn't quite in service yet. But I do know some of you, and I have a little picture above my camera, and it is just of some people that I know and love to teach. And so it's my little crowd, If you don't have a crowd to look at something, because it inspires me. I'm not on here for myself. I'm on here for the folks watching to give a little value. And so having that, at least that presence, makes it feel like I'm talking to my people, makes it feels like I am not talking to myself, and it's awesome sauce. So it really helps. It really helps. Also, when doing this online, when doing some live streaming, just for me, it has taken time and lots of mistakes to get comfortable. I have done just about everything in a live stream you can do to to look bad. I have. One time I was live streaming and my cat jumped up on my then desk, which was incredibly flimsy, and the computer came off. It came off of its stand, and so boom. And I picked it up and I kept going. I'm a theater person. It's what you do. Show must go on, babies. But I have talked without sound for many minutes before I've noticed it. I have put the wrong screen on at the wrong time. I have said the wrong thing. I have had shows where I felt like, that was awesome, RJ. None of it matters. You know what? It does matter in that it's experiences that we all have. And awesome. I've had that one. I can put it behind me. It's fabulous. The more you do it, the more comfortable you will get. I promise you. Okay. Good morning, Jessica. And let's see. How are you, man? Well, yeah, I'm just great. Lee says, morning, good morning. Live stream and content post engagement. That's what Teresa says. Okay, so that's what you are doing. I get it. The more you do it, the more comfortable you will be. For the longest time, and I will say this on live stream, and then we'll flip back to creativity then. For a live stream, I was kind of afraid to say what I thought. This may be shocking, everyone. You may think that I am pretty darn outgoing. I seem pretty darn outgoing. And like I'm not afraid of much. But for the longest time, I was afraid of saying what I really thought because some of the things that I say are a little controversial. Some of the things that I say, a lot of traditional marketers or bro marketers, as they're called out there in the world, they're going to take some issue with. And because somebody out there might take issue with something that I was saying, I held an awful lot back. Now, I have since grown out of this. I've grown out of it. Yay! Yay for me, because otherwise, if I'm not going to come on and tell the truth, then not coming on is a waste of time. For me, I really had to grow into that truth that, if what I'm saying is the truth, then other people's anger, other people's opinions, other people's stuck in the mud syndrome of we're going to send people 1,000 emails a day, they're just going to need to, their anger doesn't mean much. It just doesn't, unless I let it. All right, Teresa, I struggled for a long time, not only to truly share my thoughts, but also to show the unique parts of who I am. I was afraid to scare people off. Absolutely. And I get you. I was afraid I'd make people mad. I was afraid I'd scare people off. Here it is. When we're attracted to another human being, is it really the exact things that they're saying right now? It partly is, right? People do have to, say some things. It's not just animal magnetism. But when I think of the people that affect me, when I think of the people that have, been my mentors and leaders throughout my life here, I'm thinking more of a nonverbal thing that passes between us than I am thinking of the exact thing that they said. How does that relate to what I'm talking about? I always think that it's the exact thing that I say that draws people. I forget that I have a personality magnetism of my own. And we all do. So I urge you to think about the nonverbal side of the equation when you are thinking about your outreach. Because marketing is nothing more than outreach, right? Outreach, they call the nonprofit sector, they'll call it outreach more than they'll call it marketing. Um, and for me, outreach is what it is. Right now, I'm doing a one to many. Hello, many. I love you. Um, Later, I'll be doing some one on one. Even after that, I'll be doing some outreach. It'll be future outreach. It'll be my, I'm rehearsing and making slides for my event later on this week. So it's either one to one or one to many, but it is outreach. It is, who are you? Who am I? Can we make a relationship here? Is it worth it to both of us? Is it worth our time? It's nothing more than that. It is so much simpler than people have made it out to be. It really is. So let me get back to the comments here. Yay, so Jessica, yay, so glad you found your voice and have taken courage to speak your truth and not need permission. I know. Holy moly, why search for permission? But forever I was. I kind of grew up mouth shut, wallflower. Most of my life I was like that. I know it's hard. I know it's hard to imagine me being that way, but it absolutely was. I was always afraid I was going to make somebody mad. I grew up in a nuclear family. You've all heard of Chernobyl, right? Anyway, yeah, definitely found my voice. Lee, I hold back for various reasons. Getting better about it, though, because not that many people actually see it anyway. So I can get over myself. Oh, I know, right? So glad to see you this morning, Lee. That's absolutely right. The holding back, there's no way that people will invest in me, invest their time, like right now, unless they're getting some value from what I'm saying. I need to trust that. I need to trust my own instincts rather than go with all the gurus. I need to drive. I'm the captain of my own ship here, and we forget that a lot. In psychology, we're really digging deep this morning, people. I hope you were ready. If not, brew that coffee and become ready. We're digging deep today. So in psychology, there's something called the locus of control. And there's a little test you can take that can determine whether that's inside or outside. And the locus of control is like, if it's located outside of you, then your tendency is to think that everything happens to you. You become more reactionary. You tend to think that you have very little control over the situations that are happening in your life. They just seem to happen out of nowhere because they seem to happen. Then you've got folks where the locus of control is inside. It's like, hey, no matter what, I'm in charge of my fate. No matter what happens, I will get through it. I will be in charge. I will make choices, and I will lead my own life no matter what, because I am in charge. And most people, as you might guess, are in the middle, and they flip from one to the other. And when people say, take your power back, this is what they mean. They mean put the locus of control back where it belongs, which is, in you. We have a lot more power than we think. We have so much more knowledge than we think. We do. Share it. Get creative with how you share it. You don't have to look like anybody else. You don't have to sound like anybody else. You don't have to do it anybody else's way. I can give you some tips on how to be creative with that. I can certainly give you what I've experienced. And dropping knowledge on people is so much more. You can do it in so many more ways than just, write a blog article. People do still read those. They do, trust me on this. But there's a whole lot more ways to do it. For me, I, last week, as you know, I was out of internet. And I made up one of the things that I have trouble with is that I have a lot going on up here, boop, boop, like we all do. And doing a show 5 days a week means I need 5 topics a week, which means that when I sit and think of topics on a Sunday, I tend to take way too long to do that because I think, oh, I just talked about that the other day. I can't talk about that again. Or, oh, well, I can't really, not right now. No, that too soon after this last one, too similar to this one. Oh, that won't be interesting. I tend to second guess the hell out of myself when I am making up topics for this show. So I decided to create a card game. I know. It's a card game much like Cards Against Humanity. If you've ever played Cards Against Humanity, you take a couple of cards and kind of fill in a sentence that somebody else says. It's really a hugely simple game. There are very few rules. And people, and the upshot of Cards Against Humanity is people laugh a lot. I love Cards Against Humanity. It's really, I have a lot of fun. Not everybody does. But the fact is, super simple card game, and those folks, the people that invented it, gave it away. I think they're still doing this. Gave it away as a free PDF on their website and sold the physical card decks. And I was like, what if I had a card game for content creation that could be a deck of cards that people could use when they're stuck for an idea of what content to do? And then my whole day was gone, you guys. My whole day was gone. So you know how I am, right? So anyway, so the creative part of that is saying, you know what, I can take my message and I can transport it to any medium I like. Because deep down, what we're talking about with me is, how do you make a human connection? That's all it is. And we can use different openings to that. We can use fun, we can use play, we can use very, very serious stuff if you have a very serious business. We can use whatever medium we want. It's open to us. The canvas is open. The playground is open. Let me ask you all to do something right now. If you have ever wanted to present your ideas in an unconventional way, write it down, if you feel comfortable, in the comments for me. And we will celebrate you. We will celebrate you. And I'll add to the idea if I can. We're going to play that. We're going to play that game for a little while. Ready? Toss it in the comments. Tell me, have you ever framed a newsletter like an Easter egg hunt? Have you ever wanted to have a treasure hunt? Have you ever wanted to hold a class completely differently, or have a piece of marketing or outreach completely differently? Toss it in the comments for me. Okay. Let's see. Teresa says, catching up on the comments here, it's how they make us feel. It's the things that they challenge us on or encourage us to do. Talking about that nonverbal element of our communication and our connection, right? That it's a huge element and we forget about it. My best words to you on this subject are, create that for yourself. If you're on a live stream, create that for yourself and pay attention to your comments, babies. All right. Let's see. Lee says, I hold back for various reasons. Oh, I read that one already. Jessica says, OMG, you can create business cards like that. Oh, you know that I can. Jessica, from just coming from an IP workshop, I'm like, oh, I don't want someone to steal this, LOL. Yeah, somebody might steal this idea from me. I don't care. Here's why I don't care. Because I'm going to put my spin on it. And nobody can do that better than me. I want people in my crowd, in my tribe, that are pre-qualified to be there. I want people that like my spin. Because my dream for everybody is that they could be doing my VIP program, which is, I'm walking with you step by step through everything, through your entire marketing, sales, post-marketing strategy, and into customer client care. That's what I want for everyone. And so yeah, gosh, I want pre-qualified people in my crowd. I want them to already know and like and trust me, because that's the way stuff's born. If somebody else steals this idea right now and makes it their own, thing or whatever, great, take it. It's air. It's air. Good luck. For me, I'm certainly going to copyright the things that I do, but the whole thing about people stealing things, I get it. I get that fear, because it's like you want to hoard that. You want to take that idea. You want to hoard it. You want to, make it into a little snowball. Just hang on. Hide it from the world. I get it. And I'm not big enough to have my ideas stolen and really, put to the test. Some of my coaches, though, they know what it's like, and they've all survived. It's going to happen. If you're allowing that fear to outwit you right now, to outstep you right now, then you might never get out into the world properly. To me, not getting out into the world properly is a bigger fear than somebody else going, well, that sounds like an idea. I think I'll rip it off. Rip it off close enough, you'll receive a call from an interested lawyer-like individual. That's just the way it is. Let's see here. Never had a newsletter, but I tried to set up my first bot like a scavenger hunt. Epic fail. Back to the drawing board. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to say congratulations for trying. I'm going to celebrate the fact that you put that all together and that you failed. Now, why? Why is that so cool? Because now now we'll be able to talk about it and go, okay, what separates the elements that worked from the elements that didn't? What could what can be done better next time? Does it need to be in that format? Can we put it in another one? You don't know that if you are hoarding that idea. You don't know that. You never will know that. Congratulations for trying. Congratulations especially for flubbing it up. And let's talk about it. Let's get it out into the open. Everybody has flub ups. Listen, you want to hear about some of mine? We'll be here all day. We will. I promise. All right. I can't wait for your program to start. Neither can I. By the way, everybody, if you are interested, Skyrocket Live, it's my live event. It's happening this Thursday. I can hardly believe that it's happening this Thursday. It's happening this Thursday. We are all very excited, and it is going to be so fabulous. Link to it, it's up in the description, or just go to Skyrocket Live. You can sign up. It's a free event. It's a full day, and we are going to put engagement marketing through its paces. I'm not just going to teach, on some high level about some things that maybe then you're going to need a super, huge program to do or something like that. We're going to mix it up. Um, I attended a watercolor class once, and it was a summer class. So, summer classes here in the States, they're very accelerated. And so I went to this class, and I secretly needed to be across campus at another event. So I showed up at this watercolor class, and I was like, okay, it's the first class. She's going to read us the syllabus and dismiss us. It's going to be fine. Not at all, darlings. No, 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 no. She immediately said, we're going to get wet. We're going to get sloppy. So I hope you brought your paints. I did not. Anyway, I will never forget how off guard that made me. So don't be off guard. Know this, at the event, we're going to get jiggy with it. We are going to slosh. We are going to take all of the questions, and we're going to come away with something that you can do to change your marketing into engagement marketing. There will be strategies and plans. We're going to talk about all kinds of things. We're going to learn and implement in my event. So I have an idea for a slide deck sort of similar to the Guess Who game. How fabulous is that, Jessica? How fabulous is that? And honestly, making up games and stuff like that, it's not as hard as you would think it would be. Games all have certain elements, randomness, different elements like that. But we can use those things for education. And what are we doing in marketing besides educating? We're educating them about, their problems. Sometimes this is a symptom of a bigger thing. This is a symptom of a bigger thing. My symptom of a bigger thing is that even with all of the tools we have, we still find it difficult to connect with another single human being. We have difficulty connecting. We have a lot of us have a great easy time broadcasting, but we have a hell of a time connecting, and it's time to turn that around. It's time to turn it upside down. Very good. Oh, you meant the paid program. Oh, yes. And of course, I do have a class opening on January 18th. That class is going to take you through ultra paces. That one is, we're so excited. Finishing touches being added right now, of course. And we're opening it up. We're opening it up to people. It's the epic engagement formula. And yeah, I can't wait for that one too, because I think that's the way. I think that class, it's a class that I'm going to be adding to all the time, because there are always more engagement marketing things to think about. So holy moly. I hope you're all having a really great morning. If any of y'all are on Clubhouse, hit me up. I'm Black Belt Bots there, just like I am everywhere else. And once this week goes by, because this week is going to be a heavy week with the event, once this week goes by, I'll be doing some on there as well, because I can meet a ton of new people and practice my connection skills. You know what I'm saying? Jessica's there too. Yeah, it's an interesting place. I did my show last Monday on Clubhouse about Clubhouse and the different features of it. I think it's freaking awesome, everybody. iPhone only for now. Sorry about that, Android users. Anyway, if you're afraid to be if you're afraid to be creative with your marketing, if you're afraid to say what you really mean, if you're afraid to say something controversial, if you're afraid if you do get creative, somebody is going to steal your idea. I get it, because I have been there. But then there's this. You created your business to solve a problem, or maybe more than one problem. You created your business to solve a problem in your unique way. Even if what you do is incredibly regulated, which I know some of you are in that position, you still bring you to the table. It's that you that people want to connect with. Forge ahead, my friends. Don't let fear stop you, because a lot of us do that, particularly when we throw our hat in the ring and we make a business card and we hang out a shingle and we're out there now because we're exposed, right? It's harder. It's harder than working for someone else, but some of you wouldn't have it any other way, and neither would I. But the price is we've got to take our ideas and we've got to put them out into the world. Can't hold back. Can't hold back, because if you do, you risk sinking into the sea of sameness with everybody else. You risk sounding like a carbon copy. You risk the same things I was risking when I was, way long time ago when I was doing live streams in a polo and trying to fit in with the acceptable topic levels of everybody else. I didn't grow a tribe that way. I didn't. I know you're shocked. I didn't. And if you've got a message, put it out there. Put it out there. That's my encouragement today. When will Clubhouse have Android availability? They keep saying soon, which I know that's kind of annoying. But they do keep saying soon. And they're dripping it out over time. A lot of social media platforms and networks and things like that, they were like, oh, let's get everybody in the world at once. And then the chorus of voices began to be overwhelmed by, the loudest ones. I think you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, they are wanting to avoid that fate. And they are, they're doing a real slow rollout. So I have no idea when, but Lee, if I hear that it's happening, I'm going to shoot you a message and say, it's happened. Get on. So that's what I know. You in a polo fitting in. What? I know. It's tragic and just unsightly. I did what everybody else did. I thought this is what being in business means, right? Being in business means you have a product or service that solves a problem in your unique way. And you need to connect it to as many people about it as you can. Soon. I know, right? Anyway, that's about it for today. Tomorrow is an interesting topic. It's know thy audience. I think that's a good one. I mean, everybody knows that you need to know your audience, but we're going to dig into some details about some different ways that you can do that, and some encouragements to get you along. On Wednesday, we have a show, and that is all about using what many in the business call a roadmap to draw more people to you. I'm using it for the event that I'm holding. I'm really excited about it because it's already bringing me awesome, tangible results. So I'm going to report some of my results, talk to you about how I did that on Wednesday. Thursday and Friday, I'm out. Boop! I'm out because Thursday is my event, which will already be running by the time this show usually airs. And Friday, I'm going to be at a different all-day event. So, no Thursday and Friday. But that's what's coming up this week. Join me again. I think that I have the best tribe in the universe. Thank you for joining me today. Please take care of each other. Be well out there. Stay socially distanced. And that's all from me. I will see you all in a bot.